Well, tonight, members of the United Auto Workers Union will walk off the job if a deal with auto manufacturers cannot be made. Workers are demanding higher wages and more from the so-called Big Three, Ford, GM, and Stellantis, the parent company for Chrysler and Jeep. A strike could cost the U.S. economy billions. This all comes during the annual auto show in Detroit, and Chris Van Cleve is there with more. Chris, good morning.
Anne-Marie, good morning. You wouldn't know that this city is counting down to 11:59 if you spent time inside the convention center here at the auto show. It's very much business as usual. People checking out the new cars, all the EVs, the latest technology. But without a breakthrough today, even auto industry insiders are starting to say it seems unavoidable that we're headed to a strike by midnight. Ford has said they continue to make offers, but there is a ceiling to what they can do. And for auto workers, they're left holding their breath. From concerts to glitzy reveals of the latest new vehicles, the North American International Auto Show in Detroit is revving up, even as auto workers are poised to hit the brakes and walk off the job at midnight without a new labor deal. How concerned are you that a strike could slam the brakes on that progress?
Well, we're not really going to talk about the strike today. Obviously, we've got a great team working to try and get an amicable solution.
The United Auto Workers Union entered negotiations with Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, seeking up to a 40% raise, a 32-hour work week, a return of pensions, and the reversing of concessions made during the Great Recession in 2008, when the Big Three teetered on the verge of collapse. But over the last decade, automakers have banked robust profits, more than $20 billion so far this year alone.
The Big Three can afford to immediately give us our fair share. If they choose not to, then they're choosing to strike themselves.
But Wednesday night, a clearly frustrated Jim Farley, Ford CEO, says it's the union who's not negotiating.
If there is a strike, it won't be because we didn't put a great deal in front of them, because we have 4 times.
Can you avoid a strike at Ford?
You can't negotiate successfully if you don't get feedback. So I don't know how to answer your question.
Hanging in the balance are more than 150,000 auto workers like mother of 2 Jasmine Hickman.
So it's been quite stressful.
She and her husband could both find themselves on strike by Friday, losing their health benefits and living on strike pay of $500 a week each.
We don't want to break our company, but we also want to be paid for our fair wages.
And you can see why auto workers are concerned. $500 a week doesn't go very far. Now, you've heard from automakers. They say they're continuing to make offers. As for the union, the strategy appears to be one where they will target select plants, likely ones that are strategic, that are key to building some of the most profitable vehicles car makers build. Economists say that's a risky strategy because of how interconnected everything is, and a larger strike, even if it's as short as 10 days, could cost the economy $5.6 billion. Nearly $1 billion of that would be in lost wages for auto workers. Anne-Marie.
All right, so I wanted to do a quick video today about the strike that's going on with the United Auto Workers and their complaint that they're not getting paid enough. With a $20 billion auto industry, people are kind of getting a little upset, which makes sense. But I think if the strike does go through, we're probably going to see a lot of bad things going on in the economy in general, because the auto industry is huge. So I want to read this article. Auto workers strike deadline nears as negotiators rush to avoid historic walkout. With just hours to go before labor contracts expire at America's 3 unionized automakers, thousands of auto workers could walk off the job. 3 limited targeted strikes could be enough to grind production to a halt at General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, which builds vehicles under the Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler brands for North America. But uncertainty and confusion underscores the high stakes with the possible historic strikes at all 3 major automakers, disruptions to the local and national economies, and perhaps more than anything, a hint at the future of manufacturing jobs in America. Yeah, so, a lot of things could happen if this strike goes through. The American economy can might take a hit. I don't know how big that hit is, but with a $20 billion industry, however long that strike lasts, that could be bad. And you might also have the manufacturers or the factories being moved to other countries out of this country, out of America, which means they're obviously going to get employees they can pay a little bit cheaper than American employees. It's originally why they left the first time, because it was a lot cheaper to go out of the country and manufacture the vehicles and then bring them in. The union and the automakers continue to negotiate Thursday. GM made a new offer on Thursday afternoon, including a 20% raise matching Ford's offer. The UAW President Sean Fain on Wednesday evening announced plans for those targeted strikes at any company that fails to reach a labor deal with the union before contracts expire at 11:59 p.m. Thursday. All 145,000 United Auto Workers at the companies will not strike on Friday, but there's a good chance at least some of them at a mix of plants and companies will walk out. And all it takes is a couple of factories to get shut down, to halt production. It would be a huge pain for not only the economy, but for the companies themselves. They're going to be losing a lot of money. But it's very possible the companies will be shutting down the plants themselves, complicating the union's plans for leveraging and squeezing members with the potential for more financial hardship. All three automakers issued statements saying they had made strong offers to the union and are still eager to reach deals that would avoid any kind of work stoppage. Negotiators for each of the automakers and the UAWs have been at the bargaining table at the UAW headquarters in Detroit, also known as Solidarity House, since Wednesday morning, according to the source with knowledge. Quote, "Our focus remains on bargaining in good faith to have a tentative agreement on the table before the collective bargaining agreement expires," said the statement from Stellantis. GM CEO Mary Barra sent a letter to employees Thursday saying the company's latest offer now include a 20% raise with an immediate 10% pay hike. The lower pay temporary employees would get $20 an hour, which represents a 20% raise from the current $16.67 an hour they receive. She called the offer historic. Now, I see 1667 and I automatically think there are fast food chains who are paying their employees $20, $21 an hour. And mind you, they mess up your order all the damn time. These auto workers are only getting $16.67, maybe more, but on average $16.67 an hour. That's crazy to me. To me, it makes sense why they're going on strike. You got a $20 billion auto industry just ranking in money. And I mean, car prices are expensive as all heck. You can't even get a base sedan that's not $30,000. So they're just ranking in money and they're paying employees $16 an hour when a McDonald's employee out here getting paid $20 and don't even know how to make a Big Mac. It's wild. Man, I'm curious to see if that strike's going to go through tonight or not. We gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We are working with urgency and have proposed yet another increasingly strong offer with the goal of reaching an agreement tonight. Remember, we had a strike in 2019 and nobody won, she said in the letter. The companies did not respond to questions Wednesday about their plans if faced with the targeted strikes Fain described on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're kind of worried. They may not be worried. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But if the strike does go through tonight, they might start to be like, okay, they're being serious here. All right, and I'm sorry, but you're only going to include a 20% raise, and that's throughout like a 4-year time span with an immediate 10% pay hike, and they're out here busting their butts probably trying to make these vehicles. All right, and a McDonald's employee get paid $20 an hour. They see that. They see the price of food, the price of gas, the price of everything is going up. They're having to work their butts off for not even $20 an hour. And they raking in $20 billion in the industry. It's kind of wild, but you know, hey, I'll look into this tomorrow and see if we have any updates. But hey, thank you for coming on to the Mixed Mindset. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on to the next video.